Alright, this is Chris Bohr with my week 8 slash final summary. It's been a good time overall, so thanks for having us and being a teacher for the class. I guess I'll start off with what I did over the course of this past week. I did the project 2 evaluation that took about 30 minutes. Put about 6 hours total into the controversial topics. That includes writing my opinion on my subject on both sides and commenting on all the other individual threads in order to get an A. Spent about 2.5 hours creating a neat video for week 8. If that was necessary, I'm not sure, but 2.5 hours, it was a basketball shot. Just trying to program it all. It took a little bit of time. I spent about 1.5 hours just going through the neat videos from week 6/7 and 8, just trying to read or watch most of them and comment and such, and spent about 2.5 hours on Pinterest that you wanted to explore, and I also made a report on it which took me about an hour, so about 3.5 hours total. And since you wanted to know the total amount of time we spent on the course, I calculated it to be about 135.5 hours, which is about 17 hours per week. I don't think I reported exactly everything. It wasn't kind of when I was doing my physics work. I come into work, I punch in and I punch out, and I have a surefire way of knowing the exact amount of time. But I think that's the general ballpark. I think you said on the Excel class task document you expected us to put around 24 hours of work into the class. I think if the week 6 and 5 or 7 or whatever content was posted, on Sunday or Monday, you probably would have included the spiral, the activities that we could have done. I think that would have supplemented the rest of my time, but otherwise, I think I put a lot of effort into this overall course, and I'll just try to do a quick run through of what I learned and did. From how I see it, the physics course, of course it wasn't all physics. I would say it was about 1/3 physics, 1/3 computer technology, and then maybe 1/3 the actual writing stuff, message board topics, research and such. I was aiming for an A, so all my work in the past week is demonstrated, or in the past weeks were demonstrated through all my weekly videos, and hopefully my message board posts and submissions, and furthermore our final interview. So hopefully I've convinced you that I've earned an A. Otherwise, physics side of things that I learned, the only topic I was familiar with was motion in 2 dimensions. Besides from that, force, energy, rotation, all those subjects, it was the first time it was introduced to me, at least formally speaking. I thought it was really cool how we could learn how to communicate ideas mathematically and through force diagrams and energy charts. Those were all new to me as well. I found that they're going to be very important and useful if I was to continue in my physics works. And otherwise, sure, I've been exposed to Newton's 3 laws at some point, in kindergarten or whenever, but I've never really tried to intellectually understand it. Now that I know more so how it works, especially the 3rd law, such as say bugs coming towards a car and a car is coming towards a bug. They're going to exhibit an equal and opposite force on each other. The car is going to have a substantial mass, but the change in velocity is going to be negative. Likewise, the bug is going to have very minuscule mass, but it's going to experience a rapid change in acceleration to the point where the mass can't withstand all that acceleration at once, so it explodes or splatters. I also knew about the 2nd law of thermodynamics. I knew about that before, but I didn't really know so much about dissipated energy is sound. So I thought that was really interesting how, say you like music, even though the energy isn't usable, it's still useful because it entertains you entertains you as you listen to sound. So I mean, found that pretty cool. Then rotation, basically kinetic motion, but in relation to kind of an angular type of thing. So I mean, I use that in my project too, and then actually my week 8 video as well. So just showing you some of the things I learned technology-wise. I've used Logger Pro before in a chemistry class, but I've never knew how to do motion capture and video analysis. So I mean, that was a great tool. I mean, I just wish there was more clearer videos out there, and maybe my part, videotaping better so I could get more precise data. Screenmatic, of course, another very valuable tool which I'm using right now. If I ever in the future want to show somebody something on my computer screen, simply just recording it and sending it to them. Went through a boatload of media converters to get into the necessary formats, and that was a pain. Wasn't familiar with the video software and video making before, so I mean, while it's not my preferred choice of communicating material and such to others, I mean, many people benefit from it, and they prefer it. So I mean, it's a very good skill, nonetheless, to have. As far as the message board and writings, I mean, I personally think I put a lot of work into that. I mean, maybe even went more so in depth than what you would have asked from people. Definitely think I wrote at least 10,000 words total on all the message board reports and what you wanted to submit to you and such. Subject material, we started off with tamer stuff such as what is physics, what do we feel reality is, and then we ended up with more controversial subjects such as the legitimacy of intelligent design should be taught in schools, and what was another good one? Say, was 9/11 an inside job by the government? It was nice being exposed to others' ideas. I try to do a little bit of value adding throughout, a little research on out, so I can make a good response. My personal favorite subject would have to be our personal subject thing of literary, if you want to call it that, would be your quad-dimensional writing. I found that very interesting, and I mean, I think that basically sums it up. I wasn't expecting to go 740, but I mean, most of my weekly summaries and such, my videos have been real long. I was planning on including a collage, just brief collage of what I did throughout the semester, and then ending up with just general questions for the course and what I plan to do otherwise, so stay tuned. I don't have any questions off the top of my head for this week, as you covered the majority of everything in our last interview, but I'm interested to know what some of your responses and our message boards topics, such as the quad-dimensional, controversial subjects, and our created new videos that we did, but otherwise, no, I don't have any questions. As for what I plan to do next week, aka the future classes, I still have to finish my last assignment, which is the overall class evaluation, but otherwise, I mean, if you keep Blackboard up, I mean, I would be glad to, continue to engage in the discussions. I mean, that's, of course, if anybody else is interested in, continuing the controversial debate topics, or if there's anything else left to be said. But otherwise from that, I mean, I'm sure I'll use the knowledge I gained in this class, whether it be the actual physical concepts or, like, say, abilities how to make movies in the future. So, I mean, I'm sure those come handy down the road. I do plan on doing my rocket project again, as I wasn't really satisfied with the results of my first rocket, so I'll probably build another rocket. I do have a desire to continue with VPython, because I enjoy programming, and I mean, just something that I really enjoy doing again, just out for the sake of fun. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, depending on my career path, I mean my degree path, I mean if you're offering physics 112 once again, I'd be happy to take it with you in the summer again. So in the end, just thanks for everything. Certainly enjoyed the class, I hope you like the stuff that I put out there, and have a good life. This is Chris Boris signing off.